Cześć, tutaj Moni and welcome to Learn Polish with Advance. Today we are building on what we did yesterday, looking again at some more consonants causing alternations in the locative case. So it's all about the locative case for a while. Just as a reminder, last time we talked about specific consonants, B, F, M, and P, S, W, Z. I gave you that sentence, best friends must not pick skin with Z, which was the sentence that would help you recognizing consonants that would have softening as an alternation. Yes, we would have B, B, fi, mi, ni, pi, shi, vi, ji, and then we would add e ending because we know that after those letters we've got softening as an alternation, we've got e letter, and then that causes the ending bie, fie, mie, nie, pie, sie, vie, je. Right? Ignore for now what's here. Okay, for now, ignore it. Today we are looking at four more consonants, d, r, w, t, in Polish, which also cause alternations and also have the ending e. But this time, alternations are not exactly the same as in this example. Okay, so let's start with the with assumption. Okay, let's assume that if these four letters cause exactly the same alternation, and if we had exactly the same situation as we had on the previous lesson, we would have the ending die, rje, wie, and tie. Yeah, ultimately, this is what would have happened if that was the case. But it's not. We will indeed have the ending e when we look at the nouns, and they will have the closest consonant at the end will be one of those letters. Yes, then regardless of the gender, like in this example, regardless of the gender, we will know that these will have the ending e. However, the alternations are not just the b, fi, mi, ni, pi, shi, vi, ji. This is not that easy this time, just a little bit more complicated. So let me go through with you through them. Let's start with the d consonant. Again, regardless of the gender. Look, I give you here two examples. The first example is the word gad, which is a reptile. So reptile po polsku gad, masculine noun, and the feminine noun woda. I drop the a. I can see that the last consonant that I've got in that letter is in this noun is the letter d, right? So I know from today's lesson then this will, in fact, these two examples in locative will have the ending e. However, the alternation will be slightly different. So look what happens. Alternation for that letter is d to g. So not just di like we had in best friends example. We get additional z in that example. Okay, so additional z for d. Okay, d, g, and that's just an alternation, and now the ending for locative e. So what ultimately happens is that we've got j as the ending, yes, j, right? So the last letter will be replaced by j, and it is indeed the fact. Gad becomes gadzie, and woda, water, becomes wodzie. So that is the alternation and the ending that you need to remember. Okay, so with the D letter, not just I and E, D, Z, I, E. Gadzie, wodzie. Okay, so gie. Okay, let's look at the R letter. Entirely different situation. This time we won't have the I letter at all, so we won't soften it in any way, but we will have the Z letter, so the R gets Z and obviously ending for locative in that case, e. Okay, so what happens ultimately, our ending for this consonant in locative is re. And let's look at these two examples. Actor, an actor, masculine noun, and góra, mountain or a hill in Polish, a feminine noun. Again, we're dropping off a. We've got r, actor already, consonant that's ending that noun. So what is the version of these two nouns in locative? Aktorze, because this is how we pronounce RZ and E together. Aktorze and górze. Okay, so no I at all, right? We cannot put the letter to this group of best friends simply because this gets Z. Neither of those letters cause any additional Z in best friends. It's just I, E, right? Biefie, mienie, piesie, wiezie, right? But this time with D, we've got Dzie additional Z, and in R, not even an I letter. So this is an entirely different situation. However, what's common is the E ending regardless of the gender of the noun. So let's look at another consonant today, W. W. And the W consonant loses its, let's call it a cross. So we just basically drop this thing. Let's kind of even imagine breaking it from the L letter and just adding a for locative. So W becomes le as an ending in locative. Kawał means a chunk or a piece, a bigger piece of something. So a chunk, it also could mean a joke, by the way, in Polish. So kawał, a big chunk. And szkoła means school. So kawale, look what happens, l and a, kawale, about a joke or a chunk of something, kawale, and then szkoła becomes szkole, okay? Let's look at the consonant T. Now, what have we got here? Very, very peculiar alternation. T becomes chi, would you believe? Chi. And then to our chi, we add another e. Okay? So, again, almost like best friends, right? Because we've got yeah, we just softening. However, the letter doesn't stay the same as here, but changes. T changes into C, whereas neither of those letters change when it comes to locative ending, right? It still becomes biefie, mienie, piesie, wiezie, as you remember, but this time T becomes cie as an ending, right? So if you're thinking about brother, brat, bracie, or about a newspaper, gazecie. So again, we would drop the a, look at the last consonant t, and that would become cie. So o gazecie, myślę o gazecie. Okay, so these are four letters that behave slightly differently. They alternate, but not in the same simple way as best friends. But you have to remember, okay, D gets Z-I, R gets Z, but not I, W gets dropped when it comes to this cross that, just cross or line gets dropped, and we've got just the ending of A, so W becomes L, and then we've got the ending A, and T becomes C, gets softened, chi, right? So chi, and ending A. So this is something you must remember, right? There's no way you would know this. You have to learn this. You have to remember this. Now, you may think, okay, what have I put here? What is this? I just wanted to say that in best friends, you will have certain words that like wiosna, for instance, wiosna, which is spring, as in a season, one of the seasons, spring, the spring. And when we've got the S letter, S letters are quite troublesome when it comes to cases, not just locative, but any cases. You will observe that throughout learning the cases. When we've got S letter before any of the best friends letters, we will just soften it a little bit. The spelling rules tell us we have to put an accent on the above the S. So not wiosnie, right? Because if you drop a, you say, okay, this is N letter. This is my best friend situation. So it should be wiosnie, right? But because of the S letter, you will have to put accent above S, and it becomes wiośnie, right? So the S becomes even softer, wiośnie. But don't worry about it. I'm saying only about this here. So if because of if any of you are advanced and know about this kind of situation and alternation and changes in spelling, I want to make it clear that I just haven't forgotten about it, or it's basic Polish. So remember, I cannot include everything at this stage, okay? So there are two more things, actually, let's say one more thing I want to talk to you about today. There is something that we call a triple alternation in Polish. You don't even have to know it's triple alternation, okay? Look, please, at these four words. Zjazd, which could mean a reunion or a convention. Zjazd. Miasto, which is a city or a town, neuter noun. Ciasto, which is a cake, and gwiazda, which is a star. And these are four words, just four words, which I would like you to learn by heart, because these words will have a completely bonkers locative form, okay? Completely crazy. They go absolutely crazy. And in order to remember their form, as they triple alternate, I would like you to learn very, very simple sentence. So again, something as a mnemonic, like best friends. Now, you can see that zjazd as a masculine noun, it's got the D letter as at the end. Miasto, and when we drop O, yeah, regardless, I said regardless of the gender. So we've got T, then we've got another T, and then when we drop another A here, we would have D letter. So you would think, ooh, okay, I've got zjazd, right? You would figure it out. Miasto would become miascie. Ciasto would become ciascie, and gwiazda would probably become gwiazdzie. But it's even more complicated when it comes to those four words, okay? So let's memorize, let's learn, or even write down this simple sentence. I'm at the reunion. Jestem na zjeździe. In a city, in a town. W mieście. And I'm thinking about a cake and a star. Myślę o cieście i gwieździe. So let me say it again. Jestem na zjeździe, w mieście, myślę o cieście i gwieździe. It rhymes perfectly. Zjazd in locative becomes zjeździe, miasto mieście, ciasto cieście, gwiazda gwieździe. That's all you need to know. 4 words. Okay? Nothing more at this stage. You don't need to know anything more, even at the upper intermediate level. Okay? These 4 sort you out for a long, long time. So, zjazd, miasto, ciasto, gwiazda. When you come across these 4 nouns, you know that just looking at the last consonant is not enough. You know that they belong to the crazy sentence. I'm at the convention, I'm at the reunion in a city. I'm thinking about a cake and a star. Jestem na zjeździe w mieście. Myślę o cieście i gwieździe. And that's my poor attempt. I apologize. That's my poor attempt of the reunion in some kind of town or a city, thinking about a cake and a star. So that's why I just put it here for you. So best friends yesterday and today, reunion and city and the cake and the star. So just for you, some of you are very thorough, very I would say almost obsessed like me with every single detail. So this kind of vowel and consonant cluster becomes this, and this becomes this. So zjazd becomes zjeździe, right? Miasto, right, becomes mieście, and ciasto, cieście, and gwiazda becomes because we get azd, as you can see here. So gwieździe. So even if you if you write it down on a piece of paper and circle the words that change, alternate, you will see it better. But I don't want you to worry at this stage. Okay, so you don't even have to go that deep. Just jestem na zjeździe, w mieście, myślę o cieście i gwieździe. These are your 4 words changed in locative in that way. So if you like stuff like this, you can have a little notebook, having best friends there as a sentence with a little definition of what it does, and also triple alternation, 4 triple alternation nouns that also in this sentence that will help you memorizing them. Okay, thank you very much for your comments and little shout out. I don't know if I spelled all the names correctly, so please forgive me. But I would like to thank Jan Cree, Raul, Ilya, Juliana, Ray, Abderrahman. Again, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing. Tango, Stuart, Dave, Daniel, Hit the Hut, Yuri, Nelly, Jamie, Louis, Gabriel, Svitlana, Jean, Vladimir, Alex, Pete, and there is one person from China that is in Poland, and in no way I know, as I don't speak or read Chinese, I don't know how to say your name, but please feel included in a shout out. Thank you so much to all of you for commenting and for being so lovely, having time for me and giving me a comment. Lovely. Thank you so much. Dziękuję bardzo. Let me know what you think about this alternation, whether you find them a little bit more challenging, and I will see you at the next lesson next weekend. Dziękuję. Pa! Do zobaczenia.